Okay, everyone. Happy Thursday to you. Happy Thursday, everyone. And welcome to another Stellar Marketing Pros weekly live show. We have some amazing guests right here. We come on every week. We come on with our local marketing experts that share marketing tips, as well as our very own stellar client. And this is a stellar client that we have here. We have Teresa Johnson and Brother Kevin Jones with NCCI. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for having me on here today. It is definitely my pleasure.
You're welcome. Okay. So what I'd like you to do, Teresa, introduce yourself, and then Brother Jones, after Teresa, introduce yourself.
Okay, awesome. Good evening, everyone. Facebook family. I am Teresa Johnson, the Executive Director at Northwest Community Consortium, where our mission is to act as an advocate, a mobilizer, and community resource to revitalize the historic Northwest neighborhood through our network of organizations that offer programs.
Awesome.
Happy to be here.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm Kevin Jones, Assistant Pastor of Tabernacle Baptist Church, the oldest Black Baptist church in the city of West Palm Beach. I'm proud to serve as Assistant Pastor there. And, our mission is to serve as God's witness and ambassador to people who are in need through an array of ministries and services in the historic Northwest.
Yes. So I'm so happy that we were able to have you on too, as well, Brother Jones, here, and accepting the invite at the last minute as far as you coming on this stream. So we truly appreciate you on that, for real. So if you both, please, can tell me your background and your personal interest in this organization and tying it in with the Northwest District.
Okay. Well, I have worked in the nonprofit industry for over 20 years, having worked for the Urban League of Palm Beach County, PACE Center for Girls, and now for the Northwest Community Consortium for almost 6 years. I definitely enjoy the nonprofit work. It gives me fulfillment, and it allows me to connect with people, as I say, on the grassroots level. So I was born and raised in the historic Northwest neighborhood. I worship in the Northwest neighborhood. And for the past almost 6 years, as I just shared, I am working in the historic Northwest neighborhood. So I've had an opportunity to serve as a stakeholder, really creating numerous partnerships with other nonprofits, such as Bridges at West Palm Beach, the Salvation Army, True Fast Ministries, as well as the residents and the businesses. We're all working together really to improve the quality of life.
Yes, you are. You are, Brother Jones.
Yeah, my story is a little bit different. I'm a little country boy from a small town in rural Virginia called Rustburg, Virginia. One of those you blink, you're going through it. But this South Florida is home now. I've been here for about 23 years. And similar to Teresa, my whole background is nonprofit, particularly focused on youth development. So worked with an array of residential facilities, teen pregnancy programs, just a lot of experience working with youth in different avenues. But then the Lord called me to preach, I would say about 16, 17 years ago. And that's when I was hired on at Tabernacle about 14 years ago. So that historic Northwest, just to hear about the history and just the close proximity to downtown and just all the potential, it has really motivated me to be a vessel and to really do my part to make that community or help that community be all that God has called it to be. So, it's been a joy, to meet ladies like yourself and Tabernacle. We're so grateful to be a part of the Northwest Community Consortium. So that's, why I'm here tonight. I serve as a board member, but our church is a partner of NCCI, and we just looking to partner with anyone whose desire is to help improve that community.
Yes. And it's funny how we're on this stream, and it just seems like, I know it's been a short week and everything, but it seems like we just seen each other yesterday, round table, one on the stream, one in the event with the police officers and the residents and the businesses, you see, and it's it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
It
So
is.
let's talk about some of the programming and services that you offer the community.
Absolutely. Well, you should know, your viewers should know that NCCI is a very small organization. And so our mantra is collaboration. That's how we're able to amplify our impact and our footprint in the historic Northwest. So we have administered a kitchen kindness program for a number of years. And its purpose really is to interrupt the cycle of food insecurity. We thank the Quantum Foundation for their continuous support of the Kitchen Kindness program, as well as our partners who we could not do it without them. And they are Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, St. Patrick Episcopal, New Bethel, Tabernacle, Payne Chapel AME, and the American Legion. They all have their own volunteers, their facility, and they do a great job, and we just absolutely could not do it without them. In terms of other programming, in 2015, we received funding from Palm Healthcare Foundation to complete a healthcare needs assessment in the historic Northwest, which revealed a number of barriers to healthcare, which were transportation and cost. So that really was the genesis for NCCI to push to ensure healthcare access in the historic Northwest neighborhood. And it provided a pathway to our partnerships that we have right now with Florida Atlantic University Christine E. Land School of Nursing, as well as UB Kinsey Educational Community Center, which is where the center is located. FAU is the overseer and the manager of the Community Health Center. And so we're absolutely excited. We've had a soft opening earlier this year in April. And I believe we will be showing the residents and those viewers who are watching now the days and the hours that they can access those services at the Northwest Community Health Alliance Center. Also, I want to share.
I'm sorry, that media, unfortunately, I'm unable to pull up that media, but if you could just let them know what days of the week that you're over there at UB Kinsey.
Right, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's located at 728th Street in West Palm Beach. Hours are 9 to 5. So if you give them a call, they will definitely set you up an appointment. We definitely encourage you to do that. It is all about providing access to those who don't have access to healthcare. Okay. Also, I want to share that in 2019, we launched what is called our Quality of Life Project. And that was funded through Community Foundation. It was an awesome project. We had some faithful and committed partners, and we really just took a look and took a review of those areas that impact the quality of life, such as code enforcement, dumping, public safety, code enforcement. So we had representatives from the City of West Palm Beach Sanitation, Code Enforcement, West Palm Beach Police Department. We had Freshwater Lakes, HOA representatives there, Payne Chapel AME, as well as Tabernacle. And it really was a session, a strategy session, where we were really focused on the education and the prevention and the reduction of the dumping, of the crimes, of the code enforcement. So I like to say that we weren't, waiting for someone to give us an answer. We really were strategizing amongst ourselves to see how we can empower our own community and reduce those hot spots such as the dumping. So I would like to give a big shout out to those individuals who came every month. And I'm looking to advance the Quality of Life Project in 2020 because it did have a lot of great outcomes.
Good. Brother Jones, you want to chime in on some programming?
Yeah, absolutely. So, just want to help Teresa toot her own horn a little more. But as far as NCCI, in years past, we've facilitated community cleanups where the community comes together on a quarterly basis to help, upkeep and clean the community. And another most recent project is the health seminars. So once a month, NCCI sponsors these health seminars, which may be around breast cancer or colon cancer. I believe this month is sickle cell. So, I think it's very important. NCCI, one of our main aims is really to focus on the importance of health. And, just really appreciate Teresa pulling that together and the community supporting. But in addition to that, as you heard, Tabernacle, we're one of the recipients of the Quantum, in the community grants, the NCCI applies for. It's truly been a blessing. That collaboration is important because all of those churches and organizations that Teresa mentioned, we work together and we all serve food on different days, which is a blessing. So nobody should go hungry in the historic Northwest because we have really sat at the table and we all serve on different days. But we serve at 7 a.m. on Sunday mornings at the church, which is 801 8th Street. So although, it's not a sit-down meal anymore because of COVID, we do pre-package a hot breakfast and we distribute it, in the back of our church. So we serve about 150 meals a Sunday, and also in collaboration with FAU School of Nursing, we also distribute masks. In this time, we distribute masks. We've put on the last couple of months a couple of testings where people could come to the church that did not have the capabilities to go to some of these larger testing sites, but they could walk right to the church and get tested. So, those are, of course, we appreciate good church and worship, but we believe we should live our faith out in the community and really being a blessing, being a blessing to our residents. So that's what we really strive to do.
Yes.
And we're grateful to be able to host, to work in concert with FAU and with the Northwest Community Consortium to host, the health center. That's one of our nonprofits, Tab Learning Center, and we hosted at the UB Kinsey Education Nolan Community Center. But, it brings us great joy to be able to partner with these fine organizations and work together and host this health center.
And just so that you all know, this is an interactive interview. So anybody that has any questions that's viewing, please go ahead and drop them in the comments, and we'll be happy to share and answer any of those questions that you may leave. And then also with the actual the flyers and the media, I will post those on my pages after this interview, and I will tag both Teresa Johnson and Brother Kevin Jones in that post as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
So now all this amazing stuff that you guys do in the community, I see it. I'm a witness. Okay, so let's just talk about some of the accomplishments that you've achieved over the past few years.
So you heard me say we are small, so we have to collaborate in order for us to have impact. So in 2018, we were blessed with a grant by Children's Services Council. We were able to collaborate with Corey Nearing's Ties That Bind organization. We were super excited about that. And the program focused on middle and high school Black males. It really provided them with an experiential project where they had learning sessions, community service projects, volunteering, and the program served over 250 youth. An estimated 200 students received training in the areas of youth development, leadership, police relationships, which is super important. There was a Washington, D.C. spring trip where 8 young men from Palm Beach County spent a week in the nation's capital touring colleges such as FAMU, Florida State University, and Morehouse College. Our Kitchen Kindness program has done phenomenally. And at the end of 2019, we served over 15,000 meals to individuals and families. And so again, we are just super excited through our collaboration, and over 600 bags of food was distributed through our partnership with our churches. And as Kevin has already said, we've conducted our neighborhood cleanups in 2019, approved over 100 community service hours, In 2019, we collaborated with Tabernacle in the historic Northwest Health and Wellness Fair, which is always well attended. And this year, as I already shared, we had our soft opening of the Northwest Health Alliance Center. So we're excited about that. And to date, as Kevin has already said, they've given away an estimated 1,600 masks, really to try and prevent the spread of COVID-19, as well as to protect individuals from the respiratory droplets in the air.
Yes, very good. Very good. That oh my gosh, what I'm telling you. So even with the food and you giving away so many families that you've served food and given bags of food away in 2019, with what's going on with this pandemic, Brother Jones, can you tell us, have you seen more of a flex in need? And I mean, are you guys getting the help that you need to support?
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, I remember the first, because we took off about 2 months. The first Sunday we started back, I mean, we may have had 30 people, but after that, you know, it's actually increased. So, and it's really, you know, even in times of great challenge, it's really a blessing. I mean, we have received donations from, you know, businesses that are not, you know, affiliated with the historic Northwest.
Nice.
You know, quite frankly, you know, white businesses that have come in with, you know, just all kinds of food and milk and, you know, just different produce, you know, that we are able to distribute along with the hot breakfast. You know, people, you know, in these, you know, bad times, you know, it seems like it's really inspired people, you know, to do good and to help their neighbors out. So, you know, there has been an increase in the need. But you know, we've been able to provide, but it's really, you know, due to, you know, people, you know, like Teresa, you know, to have the insight to pull this grant together, but also
Yes.
just, you know, neighbors, you know, across the city that that for one reason or another found out the type of, you know, ministry you know, that we're trying to create there, and that we're serious about touching the people, and it's really inspired them to give as well. So the need is definitely out there. I mean, you know, sad to say, but you know, once people access these care dollars once, you know, we're gonna see more need. You know, as it relates to, you know, rental assistance and food, and you know, we know some people are struggling as it relates to employment, and you know, some of those situations may get worse. You know, we'll see. But I'm sure that the need will continue to increase. So we're only one spoke in the wheel. We know that the other organizations are doing good work as well. But you know, we're just trying to get in where we fit in. You know, and just serve, because you know, our community needs it.
Good. And let's speak on the support and the need that you're currently needing regarding the census outreach, Brother Jones. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so as many of you all probably know, the census takes place every 10 years, where we have to count the number of residents that we have in our city. And you know, right now, well, it is estimated that the federal government will have close to $700 billion that they're going to disperse to municipalities all across the country. And you know, what we would receive from the federal government depends on how many, you know, residents we are able to count. It is estimated that it's $2,000 a year per resident. So let's think about it. If, you know, if one person doesn't complete the census, that's $20,000 that we're missing out in over a decade. And, you know, that's money for our schools, our hospitals, you know, our roads, even these care dollars, the dollars that the county received. A lot of that was based on the 2010 census data. So, you know, the self-reporting, it goes in phases. The self-reporting phase of this ends on September 30th. So, you know, we're not far away. It was that they had extended it, you know, to October 31st. But, you know, I mean, we know this administration, you know, for whatever reason, they decided to shorten that time frame to September 30th. So we really need every citizen here in the city of West Palm Beach to complete the census. So I'm just give you, I know you're going to share it, but I give you the website real quick. It's
Please go ahead.
www.my2020 census.gov. So I know Tracy's going to send that out, but please, it takes like 5 to 7 minutes.
That's
but
it.
we need to make sure that everybody in your home is counted. Right now we're at about a 56% self-reporting rate, so we're getting better. But in the historic Northwest, for example, I believe we're at about 38% now, so it's still pretty low. I mean, we're doing better than what we did 10 years ago, but we really need in the historic Northwest and across this city for everybody to complete the census so we can get the resources that we need into our community. Because historically, Black and brown communities, marginalized communities, we don't report at the pace some of the other communities do.
Okay. So how often are you going to be doing any type of events? Let's say that somebody wants to get involved, they want to volunteer, they want to be a part, knock on doors. How can they get a hold of you, Brother Jones?
Okay, you can give me a call. I'm gonna put my city hat on. You can give me a call at the city. My city phone number, which is 561-822-1413. We do have a couple of community events in neighborhoods north of the historic Northwest. We have knocked on every door of the historic Northwest, which is good, and left door hangers. So hopefully, if people haven't done so, they will. But now we're moving our efforts to Coleman Park and Pleasant City. So the next 2 Saturdays, we're having these large canvassing efforts like we did in the historic Northwest about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Teresa.
Yep.
So we're doing the same in the neighboring communities. But we will encourage people, if you're in the historic Northwest, anybody that you run across, ask them if they've taken the census. But like I said, we're gathering at the Coleman Park Community Center. All this is on. I can send that flyer to you as well tomorrow morning, Tracy. We're gathering this Saturday at 11:30, and then at Mary Place in Pleasant City on next Saturday at 11:30. So we just want to flood the neighborhood, and those are 2 of the major events we have coming up, and I'll share with you some last-minute efforts as well.
Okay, very good. I got a couple of comments from the audience. I wanted to just bring up real quick. Let's see. One, we have Kimberly Williams. She is so awesome. Kimberly, she's referring to you, Teresa. Kimberly Williams. Okay, we have a Mr. Situations. He says, "Good evening, everyone. My name is Devin Cartwright, and I'm in need of help with direction to grow a new and unique method to solve a major issue with the new virtual education program that is failing our youth today. Thank you." Okay. Not for certain who wants to handle that, or is that anything that you want to say? Anything regarding that, Brother Jones or Teresa?
Well, I would just say, I don't necessarily have, have a number or something for them to contact. But as Teresa mentioned earlier, I think we definitely need people to step up where they feel like there's a need. Try to collaborate, with like-minded individuals that are also, concerned about this whole virtual learning efforts, because it is important. It is important for people to be a voice, for the voiceless and those that don't have a voice. So definitely get your team together and see how you can, work that situation out. I definitely encourage him to reach out to the school district and those that are, specialized in those efforts, to see how he can help. But Teresa, you may have something else.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say ditto. I think the school district, when they have their meetings, they are virtual as well, but they give individuals an opportunity to voice any concerns or issues that they may have. And so, as you have already given him advice to mobilize those that feel the way that he does, mobilize, come together, strategize on whatever your goals are, and then present them to your school district representative or the school district as a whole. That would be my advice to that viewer.
Okay. Another question. We have Teresa Lawrence. What are some obstacles NCCI foresee in 2020?
All right, great question. Well, we are right now trying to build out the space at the Northwest Community Health Alliance. And so we need all of the support that we can get in terms of donations and those who can influence policymakers and those that move money around. That is what we need, because we know that there's a need. COVID-19 highlighted the disparities among African Americans in terms of health and healthcare access. Those things have always been there, but what we are trying to do is provide the access that is local. They don't have to drive. They can walk there. There's a school, you have the Y, you have the Salvation Army, you have bridges, you have the residents. There's a great need in that community. So anyone that's viewing this in terms of what our obstacles would be, that would be, we need your support to help us build out that center. And so if you're able to influence or even donate toward that effort, we would encourage you to do so. And as you can see at the bottom of the screen, our website is running. So please visit the website, or you can give me a call on tomorrow at 561-275-7001.
Was 275, what's the number again?
561-275-7001.
7001. Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
I'm dropping the website links, the census, all of that. I've added those to the comments as we have been on this live stream as well. Okay, so let's talk. You guys, you mentioned your accomplishments, what you've achieved, and let me make sure, because I got another stream. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Wanted to jump into some, on a positive note, because we always like to close out and leave this stream always on a positive note. And let's start with you, Teresa. But if you could share with us some words of encouragement, whether it's another nonprofit, or whether it's a business owner, or whether it's a resident, please, some words of encouragement to close us out today.
So I'm going to close you out in the words of John Lewis. I was so inspired when I watched his memorial. He said, just do something. What is that something? Perhaps it's voting. Perhaps it's volunteering as an outreach person to reach individuals to make certain that they've taken the census. Perhaps it's volunteering in a food kitchen. Whatever it is, you can do something, right? Now is the time. We can't sit on the sidelines anymore thinking that someone else is going to do it. You have the ability. You have the God-given ability and the strength and the talents. We all have talents. So it's time for you to put them to use. Just do something.
Love it. Brother Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what Teresa mentioned, and I believe what NCCI has modeled is collaboration. I think a lot of times as organizations, if we're not careful, we trying to get the light, or we trying to get all the funding. But I know Teresa could echo this, but I'm telling you, in 2020, and I think moving forward, these organizations that grant dollars, they're looking for collaboration. Yes. And I believe NCCI is the epitome of that. To have 5 churches working together, that's good.
Yes.
That's real good. Yes. Along with a couple of nonprofits, but it's just amazing. I'm always, speaking on behalf of Tabernacle, we're just humbled and honored to be a part of an entity like this, where we have collaborated. There's strength in numbers. Where there's unity, there's strength.
That's right.
So, we have to work together because we can't challenge these systems. And sometimes, powers that be, we can't challenge them by ourselves. So we have to really come together. We have to find like-minded organizations, individuals, and work together. So that's what I would encourage people to work together. And just we are who we've been waiting for. So we can't wait for any outside entity. It's us. And the wisdom, the ingenuity, the power is within us to help transform these neighborhoods that we are in. And just don't sell yourself short. You have the ideas.
Yes.
Collectively we can find the resources. And my favorite scripture is Galatians 6:9 that says, "Let us not grow weary in well doing.
All
For
right.
in due season we shall reap if we faint not." So don't get
Yes.
tired.
Yes.
You want to throw in the towel, but just keep at it.
That's right.
And we'll reap. We'll reap, and everything that we have dreamt for and hoped for, I believe, will come to fruition. But we gotta just keep our hand to the plow each day.
Yes. Yes. That's good. That is really
Amen.
good.
Yes.
That is really good. So that was our closeout as far as encouragement. Final call to action, y'all. Final call to action. And thank you again, Teresa, for
Thank
joining
you,
us
Tracy.
today.
My
Brother
pleasure.
Jones, always it's a pleasure having you on.
Thank you,
please, if you guys, please, final call to action. What we're doing here, I know there's a lot that's going on, a lot with politics, a lot of people that are hurt, and a lot of people that are struggling. Final call to action.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, Teresa. You want to go first?
Well, I mean, I think we kind of summed it up. I'm a true believer that individuals have the innate ability to solve their own problems because they're in it. They're in it. Their lived experiences have given them the experience to know what they need to do. And so I would just encourage each and every person to get involved where you can to make a difference. Don't think that your voice can't be heard, or perhaps, you don't have a college degree, whatever it is, you have the talent and you have the intellectual capital to make a difference. We need every single voice to be heard. And so we need you to come off of the sideline and come in to the huddle and assist us with your intellect, because we know you have a talent. God has told us every single person has one. And so we need you to be able and willing to express yours in your God-given way. That's what we need. All hands on deck right now.
Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. In all capital letters, all hands on deck.
Yeah. Again,
you guys.
Go
ahead, Brother John.
I just like to focus on civic duty, civic responsibility. Once again, a lot of our marginalized communities, you can get into this mindset that we don't matter, but you do matter. You have a voice, and that's why we need you to take the census and vote. Civic duty. We have to do both. I mean, in order for things to change, we got to get leaders in place, that will hear us and that will respond to our requests, that will, that are like-minded, that really are willing to listen to our needs and do something about it. But, we need to take the census to make sure we are counted and to get the resources in our community, but we need to vote. This may be the most important election of our lifetime. I believe it is. This is a pivotal election. We should vote all the time. We should vote every time there's an election, because people died and suffered so that we could have that opportunity.
Yes.
So we have to vote come November, or we can't complain. We
That's
have
right.
to vote.
That's right. So I just want to make sure that I haven't missed anybody's comments real quick. This has been great, you guys. I've nothing but love is being shown. Wonderful organization. You guys keep up the amazing work. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna be right here to support you 100% of the way with what we continue to do as far as our skill sets, as far as helping NCCI, get the word out in communication and design. So again, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you guys for tuning in to another weekly Stellar Marketing Pros live show. Next week, we will have Blair Stanley with Speak With Us Therapy. So you'll be able to meet her and to see all the amazing things that she's currently doing within her business. So you guys take care.
Thank you,
See you
Tracy.
next
It's been a
week.
pleasure.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
righty.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.